Hi everybody, my name is Tommy, or you can call me Tom, or on this channel you can call me Nerf Apprentice. I don't mind. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a very interesting blaster that I've been wanting to get since April 14th. So honestly, I've been thinking to myself for the past month, do I want to get this blaster? Do I not want to get it? Is it going to suck? Is it going to be awesome? Whatever. You know, basically fighting your inner demons and thoughts. Oh boy. Anyway, so this is the Dart Zone Adventure Force Nexus Pro X Dart Blaster. There's not really much to go off for the reading of the title. But anyway, or I should say, it is the Dart Zone Nexus Pro X by Adventure Force. Or the Adventure Force Nexus Pro X by Dart Zone. Take your pick. I don't know. Anyway, this is my first time making a video with a dart blaster, so go easy on me. So anyway, I want to talk about this dart blaster because I've seen it a lot on YouTube, and a lot of YouTubers have been talking about it who are part of the Dart Zone or Dart Zone community or Nerf community or whatever dart blasting community that they're from. And they've been talking about this, and they've been saying that this blaster may be the best blaster that Dart Zone has thrown out since the Nexus Pro, which I know what the Nexus Pro is. I do not own it because I'm just really not into... I was at first not really into that much of Dart Zone's dart blasters. But I mean, yeah, I've got a few because now, a little bit of a... change your mind, change your thought process, let's see how it goes. Anyway, so I want to get into the overview about this. So, this dart blaster is, I know that I want to get into the overview, but I'm going to talk about my first pro and cons, or the pros and cons about this blaster throughout the video. So, it's also an overview plus pro and con. So, just letting you know. Alright, so my first thing about this blaster, and it's a con, is you can only get this at your nearest Walmart. So you can't get it from Dart Zone, you can't get it from Target, or if Toys R Us is still around, which I know they're not, but if somehow there's a couple stores that are lucky to stay alive, then yeah, you can get it. And yes, I was born around the time where Toys R Us was still around. So, ain't that a thing? But, yeah, mostly you can just get this at Walmart. The price for it, though, is a little interesting. The price for this thing is $49.99 at Walmart. But depending on the state that you live in, the tax is going to be a little higher or lower depending on what state you live in. I live in Arizona, so... my taxing came out to $54.67 total for this blaster. Ugh. That's a number that I wish I could be any day. But it's the country that you live in. Anyway, so the first overview start that I want to talk about this is not about the price or the blaster or where it goes or where it has. I want to talk about just the overall blaster itself, and how cool is it? Well, I think, honestly, if there's a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it's about a 9. Add everything else to it that you wish you want for it, like, a different magazine, or different optic or muzzle device, or underbarrel attachment, or stock point, then that would be a 20 instead of a 10. So, anyway, talking about pros and cons while getting into the overview of this blaster, I want to start first off with what this blaster comes with. And you've probably seen a lot of videos already about what comes with the blaster, but still, I'm going to make one for myself, because why not? So, this blaster comes with a fake optic that does literally nothing, a front aperture sight that does, well, it helps you aim, but I don't think it's useful anyway, a B card that helps you shoot farther and gives a little more rotation to your dart, and a scar barrel that does the exact thing, only it's not fancy like this B card. It also comes with, well, as the way that it comes in the box, so it's like the stock is off the gun, this is off, that's off, the front sight, the B card, the scar barrel is off, and the magazines are out of the gun. So the stock has a little interesting feature where it has a compartment. So there's a little tab right here on the top of the stock. You pull it, you pull back on that tab, you pull back on this tab, and you lift off the stock. The Dart Blaster comes with an extra O-ring, 24 charcoal black body darts with orange heads, and a set of goggles. The blaster also comes with 2 orange mags, so here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go 1, tactical reload, try to get it in the pocket, 2. Yes, they look identical, but I did a switch. Anyway, so I do have the darts for it. I don't want to put them in the blaster and do a test fire because I'm inside my house and I have no safe space. I have I have no safe space for shooting darts. If I have to do that, I do it outside. But since my grass is really good at covering things up, I will not find my darts. So, womp womp. Anyway, so it also comes with goggles, like safety goggles. Those suckers hurt because it hurts your ears. If you have sensitive ears like mine right up here at the top where it loops down, you're going to get a headache because those things, like, they're kind of like crushing your skull. But if you bought this blaster and you've already seen what's in the box itself, you probably may understand. You may not have that problem. Good for you. You're lucky. Me, not so much. Anyway, so overview for the blaster still, and I'm going to do now pros and cons with it. So scope slides on and off. Kind of sounds like you're zipping up your jacket in a cold winter. This scope literally does nothing. Set that aside. Now you're scopeless. B-car, like I said, it has the ability to put spin on your dart so it can go farther. I like it. To me, I feel like there's actually really no use for it if you're just going to go to a blaster zone or to a dart zone convention where you shoot people with these dart blasters, then there's really no point in using this. Also, be very careful because you could possibly break the wheels inside with your very strong hands. I like this thing, so let me show it to you. I like this thing. Looks cool, but I feel like I have no use for it. So I'm going to set it aside. Next thing is scar barrel. Does the same thing. You put it in there. That just looks weird. To me, that just... Who would want... I know most people have a different opinion, but... seriously, who would want this? I don't. So, basic blaster. Next thing is the front aperture sight. And yes, it's called an aperture sight because if you don't have a scope on the gun, you have a front sight and a rear sight, but it's called front and rear aperture sights. They are on most rifles and SMGs, shotguns. They are removable if you've actually done, like if you looked at YouTube videos where most, former Marines, Army, Navy, Special Forces that have, used firearms before. I'm not military. I was in ROTC for 4 years, so I would know a little bit about this stuff, but people are going to say in the comments, ROTC is not military. Well, it's to train you to get in the military, so. So the front little sight helps you aim. I think that if you're just going to go into a little blaster war, I don't think an optic is going to help you that much unless it actually has a real functioning optic, but front sight does nothing for me. Next thing. Why? Why? Why this? I don't get it. What in the heck is this thing? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a barrel holder, or a muzzle holder, or something holder. I don't like it. It's useless to me. Now let's get down to the fun nitty-gritty part of the blaster. So, blaster, like I said, comes with two 12-dart mags. So there's one. So here's the first one. I'm going to grab this one right here, place it in, and then we're good to go. By the way, this is a bit of a fun little joke for me. So this is basically the Dart Zone Pro 2.1 pistol pouch mag holder for, like, you know, the 3D files and everything. So it actually is going to hold my mag, and it's not like a cut and dry, it will stick like the magazines for the pistol, but it does its job for when you want to practice doing John Wick stuff. Sorry about that, I didn't know computers could make games like that and interrupt what you're doing. I'm sorry. Anyway, so the thing that I want to talk about the blaster with pros and cons still. One pro that I really like is the fact of the Picatinny rail. It's cool. I like it. It gives off that AR-15, MCX Virtus, MPX, MP5, whatever your favorite weapon is. AK if you want it. I don't know why people would want a more modernized AK, but whatever, you do you. But yeah, it's basically just that. But the thing is, you can have airsoft attachments to it, which, no, I'm not going to do that. I mean, I did it, but I'm not going to do it. Reason is, I don't want to break the blaster and have to go buy parts for it. So, yeah, I just rather either leave it like this, probably find some fake little cosmetic optic that really doesn't do anything. It's just for cosmetics and for fun looks only. But other than that, yeah, this grip you can take off by the 4 screws that are here, here, here. Oh, shoot, I'm sorry, I'm not in frame. Let's start that over. From here, 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 and here. There's 4 holes in there that allow you to have the ability to take this apart. Now, the thing about this grip is that when you take it apart, there's a little roller and pin that holds it together, and it's also grooves that hold on the Picatinny rail. You can take this off, and you can add grips to it. You can add an angled, vertical, lost for train of thought. But yeah, you can basically just have a lot of this ability on your blaster. Same thing that goes with the stock. I want to talk about the stock, but I'm a little bit more on the airsoft / blaster view, so I'll get to the stock in a minute. Same thing with the pistol grip. It looks like an AR-15 pistol grip. Excuse me. Oh boy, excuse me. I'm gonna have to do a feature with this and cut stuff out. Anyway, so anyway, you can add an optic, you can add a flashlight to the side Picatinny rails. Also, what's interesting about the sides is that you can remove these if you want to make these more slim and cleaner looking, but I actually prefer the Picatinny rails on the side. Anywho, so you have all your magazines and other things, and you got your 12-round mags and stuff like that. So there are mods online that can help you with the barrel, this, and there's worker Talon mags and stuff like that. And I'm a little bit new to this, and I'm a little bit late to the information, but there are websites that you can find more of these magazines, mostly from Out of Darts or Worker, I'd suggest doing Out of Darts. Because Out of Darts, they are very kind. They're awesome. And I want to give a shout out to them because in the next couple days or so, I'm going to have the 15 round versions. Well, not as clear as this, like clearly transparent, but it's transparent enough. But yeah, 15 round versions of this. How cool is that? Anyway, so where was I at? Yeah, so magazines, they're great. They're nicely textured. I like them. Blaster's great and amazing. But now I want to talk about the stock. I love the fact that it's compartmentalized, so you can just take this off, have an extra O-ring, and then you are able to put that back in the stock, close that up, and it's safe. Someone on YouTube suggested it would be snacks, but hey, Dad, Tom, if you saw the compartmentalization for the stock, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? What type of snacks would fit in there?
Sorry.
You really don't know what type of snacks would fit in this little stock?
Pizza.
Well, someone said Twinkies, but I don't think you could stick something in there.
Probably not.
Yeah. Well,
Beer.
what do you say?
Beer.
Beer. Well, yeah, you could stick beer in the stock. Honestly, if anybody has an idea for that, that'd be cool, but do not give it to my uncle. He would not be doing that. Side note, he is my uncle / father. There's a little fun story with that, but you can think of it if you want. Anyway, so yeah, back to the stock. There's one thing that I have a problem with this thing. It's the fact that this sucker is really, really wiggly. Like, it is terrifyingly wiggly. Like, so here's the thing about it. So what I don't like about this stock too, and it's not the fact that it's just wiggly, there's actually two problems that I have with this thing. So the first problem is the fact that when you fully extend it, it's wiggly. You see that my blaster is slightly jiggling because it's wiggly from the stock's point. Not only that, the pro for this is that it's really good. It's like, it's not going to go anywhere. Like, you can really like hold it against you and fire. But the one thing that I hate about this is that it does not stay to positions on the stock. And the way that I can talk about that is if I get a little closer, there's squares right here, little pits for your stock to throw on all these different, like throw on AR stocks and all that stuff. But, so, fully, I'm going to see if I can keep this. So watch this. It is wiggly, and I don't like that. People can come up with so many different tips for this stock, but I don't care. But anyway, I keep it short and like that. The other thing is, what I don't like about the stock is that it cannot stay in one place. So, for instance, if I pop it out to like right here, so I was taught that if, in the military, if you have full extension of the stock, it should be like you could put it in your arm. I do it a little shorter because for, CQB-wise and what, but like if you pull on it, it goes. Instead of when you pull on it and it takes a little bit of, takes a little bit to yank on it. See, I'm not actually yanking on it, but you have to like have some force to fully yank on it. You just do that and it just does that. It's really bad, but I can change it out for a Magpul stock or something that would work. Overall, the blaster's really cool. Shoots up to 200 feet. Tried it. I'm not going to show you a video of me trying it. You're just going to have to take my word for it. I've actually shot it outside on a nice day, but at the same time, I'm like, I really don't want to lose my darts. So I know I can buy more, but even foam can cost an arm and a leg depending on how much. And the type too. Overall, this blaster is amazing. And like I said, the price for it is $50. And like I said before, at the beginning of this video, you can only get this at Walmart, nowhere else. So it's only an exclusive thing to a store. Which I hate, because I wish you could just get it online and it's just boom. And you could just get stuff with it too. So I want to step aside from the blaster, and I actually want to talk a little bit about the mags and some form of thing. Since I already have another one right here on the bottom of your screen, right here, I'm just going to slip the blaster right to the side, off to the table. So, the magazine. I want to talk about this thing, okay? Even though it has great quality, it's 12 rounds, you know, really great quality. And yes, I have to smack it against my head, because why not? You know, your head's hard as a rock. Not really, it's just your head's mostly made out of calcium, and it's hardened to a certain degree on a certain level of anatomy and also science level too. So let's put it that way. Anyway, the one thing I want to talk about is the mags and why I feel like Dart Zone should have made more of these. Because it looks good with the blaster, it feels nice, it feels right, but Dart Zone should have made more of these. That's one con that I have with a company, and not necessarily just Dart Zone, it's every company. Like for instance, so I'm not gonna make this as a joint video, but so these are the mags. I'm gonna set it off to the side. I have the Dart Zone Mark 2.1 Dart Zone Pro pistol, okay? I also have 7 of these mags. Yeah, I'll give you the explanation why I have 7. Because you know how you see in those crazy movies where it's like you see the guy just running around and he's like shooting bad guys left and right, and all of a sudden it's like, how many magazines does he have? And it's just like, flick out that one mag, so it's like, flick out that one mag, then he comes back, and then he has that next mag, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, gotta reload, and does the reloading, and he's like, oh, gotta reload, and yeah, that's me. I'm that type of guy who just, you know, keep pulling mags out of his rear end and going to the fight. But before I, you know, put this back in it, you know, into the holster. So the one thing that I want to say about this is that when Dart Zone made the Mark 2.1 Pro pistol, which I love, by the way, I love mag-fed pistols because it reminds me of a real pistol. See, the one thing about the pistol was that on Amazon you can find these, and on their site too. You can find more of these mags for, I don't know what, like $20 for a pack of 4, I guess, or a little more than that. Sorry, I'm terrible at putting these away. There we go. The mags themselves were like really easy to get from their site. What I don't like about Dart Zone, and the moment that they make a blaster or they make some form of a blaster that people would like, you should come up with the idea of just getting magazines for these suckers already. So like, if you're gonna build, just even though it's already here, so like, how did I get stuck with this thing? Oh. Okay, I see what the heck is going on. It's the little buckle. Crap, really? Hold on. Sorry about that, I'm having a little bit of a holster technical difficulty. Anyway, so I was gonna say, so if you're gonna develop a blaster, like let's say for this, for instance, even though they already have them, I'm just saying for future references for Dart Zone. If they do decide to see this video, I hope you understand. But a little message for Dart Zone is that if you're gonna build a blaster, not like this, but just like let's say the Nexus Pro X, which I love a lot, same as this, you should build more magazines for your product on the same day that these come out. So you're able to buy more of the blasters, mags, and other things. Plus, if there's any attachments that you want to throw on there, by all means do it. You know? Like, be my guest, put it up, you know? But other than that, you're kind of wasting a lot of people's time with, you know, making a blaster and then having some way about it. So, yeah, sorry, I had to fix my holster. Dang, I wish this thing wasn't really holding down my pant buckle that much. I'll get it fixed. But anyway, yeah, sorry for the weird stuff, but yeah, it's just part of the video is that I like to talk about the Dart Blaster, but also talk about other stuff too, like the pros and cons of the blaster, pros and cons that I could see that's a part of like a company and whatever else. But man, I just wanted just to say that, just throw it out there, you know? But in all the cases, the blaster is really good and I like it. And you know what? If I were you, I'd suggest on buying the Nexus Pro X. It's not a bad blaster. It's worth every single penny given. So, yeah. If you would like, you can subscribe to the channel. It's not going to be a big channel that's going to be like hundreds of thousands of views and millions of subscribers. It's only going to be a small, short channel, probably with 30 minutes or more for videos for explaining and stuff for blasters that have already come out for people and for other things. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. It's my first time, so I hope you all can hit the like button, subscribe, maybe watch some of the old videos that I made a while back. I know they're a little cringy and whatever, but it's worth taking a look. And I honestly hope you have a great day, great night, rest of the best of the week, and just take one day at a time with a smile on your face. See you guys later. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay, my button's not working. Awesome. Like I said, have a great day.